Okay guys, it's me, Mrs. Carville. We kind of figured this out, so hopefully this will help me when I'm not there, that you guys can get some stuff done that are really important. Alright, so this is going to be the first sheet of paper that you guys will get after you watch this video. And I'm going to ask you to copy down, especially the stuff in yellow for me. It's a repeat of stuff you already know. It's talking about the atomic structure and the energy levels, alright? Remember in the modern version of what the atomic theory is, that they believe about the electron cloud. They do not know exactly where the electrons are, but the probability is that they're somewhere in these areas. Okay, so you have to remember that the rings are called energy levels. The lowest energy levels are the rings closest to the nucleus here. Okay, and here's our nucleus. Okay, our nucleus mass is much bigger than our electrons. The electrons are really, really small, so they move really, really fast. And that's why it's really difficult for scientists to know exactly where it is. We're looking at the probability of where they're at. All right, so now, what you're going to be doing today for me is you got 2 worksheets to do. Hopefully you'll be able to get through them. If you don't, just work on the first one and then try to get through the second one after you take all these notes. All right, so let's look at this. This one has 2 energy levels. So if it has 2 energy levels, that means it's going to be in the second period, because that deals with the patterns of the elements. So it's got two energy levels. So I want you guys to look at period 2. All right, period 2 has, and we're going to count how many are here. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so it's going to be, you're going to count over 6 from your left. So if you count over 6 from your left on your periodic table, I don't know where mine is right now, you should find, here it is. So we're going to look over here. We're going to our period 2, and we're going to count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should find oxygen. All right. Next time I see you, we're going to try to play a game of bingo, and you got to figure out who can figure out where something is in the periodic table quickly. You're going to be able to tell me what the atomic number is. The atomic number is always the number of protons, and in the periodic table it's going to equal the number of electrons, because if you have positive 8 protons, you're going to have 8 electrons. So it'll be negative 8, positive 8 plus negative 8 is going to give you 0. That means it's neutral. Don't get that confused with neutrons. Neutrons have no charge. All right. All right, so we went through that. So copy all this for me. The ones that are closest to the nucleus, you need to remember, are going to be really, really hard to pull apart. But the ones that are your valence electrons, those are the ones that are going to help you make your compounds. And we're going to learn about that later. And if you look at your periodic table, you know that the first period only could hold 2. The second period can only hold 8 electrons in the last one. And our 8 electrons are going to be in our noble gases. Noble gases don't like to combine. Naturally, they're also called inert. I-N-E-R-T. Kind of like that word inertia that you guys learned in 6th grade. Inert does not want to move. So the idea is that your electrons don't want to move because it's following the magic 8 octet rule. All right. So that's what you guys are going to be doing on the first one. And when you look at the back, it's going to ask you to tell me what period it's in, if it's what group it's in, and you should look at your notes. Hopefully you took really good notes. And if it's a metal or a non-metal or a metalloid. All right. So that's you're going to need this. You can copy this. The next thing you guys are going to copy for me, let me find it. Miss Carball is always a mess, especially at this time of night. The next one you're going to copy is a review. A review is about the atomic mass minus atomic number equals the number of neutrons. All right, and why do we average the atomic mass? Because we know that even though all atoms of the same element always have the same protons, they sometimes may have a different amount of neutrons. If that occurs, it's going to be an isotope. So that's our average number. Don't get that confused with an ion, I-O-N. An ion, an ion means that it has either more protons than electrons, then it's going to have a positive charge, or it's going to have more electrons, that means it's going to have a negative charge. All right, and I like this. You could write this down in your notebook where it says there. Make it look nice. I want you guys to use lots of different colors for me, all right? I need you guys to always have your colors. All right, you're going to put this under your notes section. The next thing I'm going to ask you to copy down is, wait, let's see what page is this. Copy page 76 first, then copy page 77. All right, so you're going to copy down this one. Again, it's telling you how to read the elements in the periodic table. And all elements at first have the neutral charge. You guys got to remember that. And it talks to you about the isotopes. All right, when I'm sitting there with you guys, I'm going to try to teach my physical science about the radioactive decay. All right, so remember, neutral means that it's going to, when you add the protons plus the electrons, it's going to equal 0. All right, it balances out to equal 0. And those are your isotopes. And ions has to do with the, wait, yeah. All right, let's double check this. Neutral, elements, and ions. All right. Then they're talking on the next page about isotopes, so don't get those confused if they say anything about the isotopes here. All right. Down here they're talking about the ions, and that has to do with the protons and your electrons. All right, the next thing I'm going to go over with you guys is about one of the worksheets that you may see, and it's something that you may see on your FCAT. Give me a minute. I'm going to pull something out. Magic. All right. Here's the next thing I'm going to pull out for you guys. All right, you're going to see something like this with circles. This is number 1, 2, and 3. Let's think about what we've been learning now. We've been learning about, and if you look kind of close, you can see that it looks like the letter E. You know, Miss Carvel's handwriting is terrible. So this says E, but there's only 2 in the number 1. That relates to the period, and that's your electrons in your first energy level. Let's go to our second period. Is it all the way filled out? No, we got some hollows, so we're going to see how many are in the second energy level. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 plus the 2 equals 7. So we are going to find that in our periodic table, and you're going to be able to tell me what that is. So we said it equal to 7, so that's our nitrogen, and you're going to write that down. So that's what you're going to do on the next worksheet. Please be good for the substitute. I really appreciate you guys. Let me go help another class with some stuff, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend when I don't see you. Take care.